George, how does it feel to be coming to the British Grand Prix off the back of a win, maybe your best chance ever to win your home race? Just how you feeling about it?
Yeah, feeling great, buzzing to be here in Silverstone every year. It's such a special moment. It's getting bigger and better every single year. This race, just seeing how many people are here, and someone told me it's almost like 600,000 people this weekend, which is just crazy. So really can't wait.
Let us in on that game plan. Obviously, it's a sprint weekend, so. Are there some things that you've still got from Austria to pin down? Very different circuit in practice session, and then you're looking forward to going straight into sprint qualifying?
Yeah, I mean, game plan's just to be as fast as possible. I think I've got 100% confidence in myself, but I'm still gaining confidence of how to get the car in the sweet spot. Last year, if you were to ask me ahead of a session, how confident are you that the car's going to be in a good place and you're going to nail the lap, that confidence level was far higher because I understood the car and the tyres much more than I do this year. But it's improving. Every race I do, I think Austria historically it was a tough track for me. It was a hot race and low grip, and they're the sort of conditions that I usually hate. My performance wasn't perfect. It wasn't great, but it was substantially better than. It probably would have been if that race was 3 or 4 races before. So I'm really pleased with the progress I've made with my team to get the car and the setup in a better place.
After your win last week, you feel apparently, looking at you feel like more chill, more relaxed, like you have lost weight.
Yeah.
How you feel after the win?
Yeah, I think maybe you're right because the last 2 weeks, I think, has been a couple of weeks where I've learned a huge amount from what I need of the car, and this has been really great to sort of see what I need, how I need to change maybe my driving style, put it into practice, and then win the race at the first time of trying this sort of new approach. Was really great. And normally Austria being low grip, very hot, rear tire degradation, they're not normally the factors that I like. But to win was good. It was a good step forward, and I feel now I can start to build from that.
I was with the trophy the other day, Lewis, the gold your name's on it 9 times. What would it be like to get the 10th with Ferrari, and are the team especially tapping into you this weekend for given your expertise around here how to go about trying to win this race?
My engineers, have been asking me like, how did you do it? What did you do? And how do you normally run the car here? So I hope that I've steered in the right direction. But we only have one practice session tomorrow, so it's going to be definitely a challenge throughout. I'm really not thinking about the trophy. It's not something I don't think any of the drivers actually think about. You think about just obviously executing the best you can through the weekend, trying to bring the right energy, absorbing the amazing energy that we have here from all the fans. I think Nigel said it best, like on your home turf you get that extra bit of speed coming from the energy from the fans. So I'm hoping that propels us and helps us close the gap to those guys that are ahead.
Obviously Red Bull brought a good package to Miami, there was a step, brought a package to Austria, there was a step. How much kind of good momentum, good confidence in the team is there at the minute that kind of you guys are making progress behind the scenes with this car?
I think we have made good progress, but it's like that the whole season so far. It's like one team bringing quite a big upgrade, they jump ahead, and then another team comes, they go forward again. So we just need to be aware, of course, that can happen again with other teams. So we just keep focusing on our own package, try to optimize that further, and see if we can have more results like that.
After Austria, do you think you can always play for victory? What more certainties do you have now?
Well, it's like I said before, it depends a lot on upgrades
tracks,
on tracks, but also updates from other teams. Some layouts naturally will work a bit better for us or worse. Let's see this weekend. Everything is still such a learning process for us that I don't really know where we will be.
But do you feel still far from Mercedes?
Well, I mean, in the race in Austria, we had a chance, but I don't know. It just changes every weekend.
Well, Charles, I'll try not to remind you too much about the last couple of Grand Prix. I know it's been tough. So you come here to a fresh track. What are the emotions? Because I know it's a very different track, a power-sensitive track. What's your feeling?
I mean, it's a sprint weekend, which I quite enjoy, but at the same time, it's not a weekend where we expect to be particularly strong. I think for the same reasons a bit of Austria, where there were quite a lot of straights. Here it's a lot more straights, not that many corners to recover energy. So I expect a difficult weekend on our side. Unfortunately, the next 2 weekends on paper are not very favorable to our car, but we'll try our best. And yeah, I mean, I've been working very, very hard over the last couple of weeks. On the Saturday of Austria, it was a lot better. On the Sunday in the race, we ran so strong as a team, and I struggled with a few things as well. So I just keep working, keep my head down, and I hope that better days will come.
Do you know what went wrong on that Sunday? Do you know why the pace went off?
I mean, honestly, a bit of what I was saying for this track. I think on the Thursday I was still skeptical. I think the biggest surprise was more the Saturday than the Sunday, in a way that the Saturday then give us hope on the Sunday, but before the weekend we kind of expected to be struggling in the straights, and on the Saturday we were very strong in corners, so that compensated that. But in the Sunday, when you need to time manage, etc., then the straight line speed was even more so important, and we were struggling.
Kimi, the European swing's going encouragingly for you relative to last year. You've won at this track as well in F2. Just how are you feeling about things heading into this weekend with the car that you've got at your disposal?
Yeah, I'm very excited. I think this is one of the best weekends of the season, and one of the best tracks, best crowds. So really looking forward to it. And yeah, hopefully it's gonna be a good weekend. The car is very strong. So, but of course we expect Red Bull, McLaren, Ferrari to be up there as well. So yeah, really looking forward to it, and also spring weekend, so it's going to be a good challenge.
George just said that you were quicker in Austria. You had passed him in Barcelona, so you were quicker then before the car broke, and then you won all the previous races. So actually, is the momentum still with you in a funny way?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's I have a big fire inside me, because I think the last 2 races obviously didn't go well, considering the pace we had. I think in Austria, well, Barcelona, obviously the race was going well, but obviously we had the issue, which was unfortunate. But Austria, I felt very good in the car, but in qualifying I just relaxed a little bit too much during the session, and I just didn't strike the best out of the car, the tires, and then obviously there was the thing with the yellow flag, which George managed well. He did what he had to do. My side, I just didn't do a good enough job. Also, timing was not the best for me, because I was just entering the corner. But yeah, and then in Austria, I think that I lost the race in the first stint. So with the first 2 laps going off, and then I struggled with the brakes, and I lost a lot of time. So I feel like, obviously, I would have, without that, I would have given me a better chance to fight for the victory, or at least for P2. So for sure, it's been, let's not say difficult couple of races, because still we were up there, but definitely looking forward to this weekend to put things more together and just maximize better the result.
Lando, I wonder what you made of the news that Max Verstappen's management had some talks with McLaren. A few years ago, the talk was maybe you needed to go to Red Bull to advance your career. Does it reflect where McLaren are at now? And what do you think of Max and McLaren as a kind of fit?
To be honest, a lot of drivers want to come to McLaren, so I don't know why you just highlight Max. There's quite a few others that I know that want to come as well. So, no, I mean, it's a cool thing. It's a good thing that a 4-time world champion wants to come on board and wants to potentially join the team. I don't know how much of it's true, but it's a cool thing, you know. And if there's an opportunity for me to drive with other people, it's something I've always looked forward to. but it's not a thing for now. It's not a serious thing. And I'm also just excited for my future with McLaren. You know, I'm still going to be here for many more years. So excited for whoever I get partnered with. But for the time being, me and Oscar are still working very well together, and we're excited to work together for more years too. So that's our focus.
Oscar, traditionally this would be hopefully a strong race for you guys, McLaren, a home race for you guys. But I know the last couple of races have been tricky, very different circuits to the last two. What are your expectations?
Difficult to know. I think everyone's a little bit up and down at the moment, apart from Mercedes. They're kind of the constant challenge at the very front. But I mean, Austria was a little bit hard to read for us. You know, qualifying, we thought we'd be a bit stronger. In the race, maybe we thought we'd be a bit worse. Ferrari, we thought would be quite a lot stronger on Sunday than they were. Red Bull, or Max at least, was a lot quicker than we thought he would be. So it's changing a lot at the moment, I think, from track to track, with upgrades for everybody. So difficult to read, but I think, you know, we should be somewhere at the front. Where exactly, I don't know, but we're still missing that final step to really challenge for wins. But as long as we put our best foot forward, I think we're in the running for hopefully podiums, but we'll have to find out.
You didn't have the perfect start of the season, but considering this car have a huge development window, can you still think that you can become the anti-Mercedes team this year?
I hope so, yes. I think everyone's bringing upgrades, pretty quickly as well. You know, Ferrari have had quite a lot of big upgrades. Red Bull obviously brought a pretty big package to Austria as well, and I'm sure Mercedes will come up with something big again soon. So, and hopefully we do as well. So, I think the order is going to change a bit, and it's not going to be just us. You know, Ferrari are very strong on their day. Red Bull were impressive in Austria. So, I think, you know, we want to be the team challenging Mercedes most often and beating them, hopefully. But there's certainly three other teams, Ferrari and Red Bull with us that are realistically able to do that in the short term, and there's 10 other teams that want to do it at some point in the future. So hopefully we can get there quickly, but definitely Ferrari and Red Bull are doing the same.
Right then, is that where at Silverstone? I know it's a driver's favourite circuit, and from the car that you had in Austria, I know you didn't manage to get the most out of it, but you got a fast car. How optimistic are you about the chances this weekend?
It's going to be challenging with deployment tactics on a track like that, and considering we only have one session to adapt, it's going to be... I mean, we need to be ready for it to be sometimes frustrating, and need to have backup plans, let's say, to bounce back. But yeah, I'm confident we'll have the package to fight. It should be a bit cooler than Red Bull Ring, and that should help our car.
Isaac, ciao. After Austria, can this car always be a podium finisher now, or always a winner?
I still see, I mean, obviously Mercedes as the benchmark, but now I think we are back in the fight with Ferrari and McLaren, and that's good, you know, to know that you might have a shot for a podium every race weekend. I think is great.
Alex, welcome back to Silverstone. Thank you. A home race for the team and yourself. Also a race with upgrades bringing on. So yeah, what are you looking to achieve with these?
Yeah, let's see how it goes. It's one of the first upgrades of the year. It's relatively simple. It's a front wing, but it seems to, at least in the simulator, produce good balance, better balance. I think we need it because we've been falling behind a little bit from the midfield, and let's see if that just gets us in a better position.
Yeah, this is a track where balance is important, obviously, with so many high-speed turns.
It is.
How do you feel you and the team are suited to Silverstone's layout?
It's always been a good track for us. At least today it's been very windy, and so that kind of pulls the car apart quite a lot. Silverstone's notoriously windy, but it feels very windy today. Yeah, it's going to be a challenge. I think the mixture of deployment and just getting the car into a happy place. How much of it can you actually fix with setup, and how much of it actually is just what the car is? That's generally the challenge we'll face.
So Adrian Newey has promised a big upgrade for Hungary for Aston Martin. How much are you looking forward to this? What are you expecting? And how important is it in terms of the conversations around your future in the sport?
Yeah, obviously very exciting time for the team. We started on the wrong foot this year, and yeah, we decided to wait for a proper package to come, and that's coming now in Budapest. And yeah, let's see what it brings to the car in terms of performance. It's a little bit unknown, as you know, difficult to predict sometimes with this complex technology that we have in our cars. You know, how it will translate into lap time, but. Yeah, looking forward. Also for my future, yes, I will make a decision in summer break, and it will help, you know, to gain a little bit of confidence and momentum, you know, into the comeback of the team, you know, from the bottom to the top, hopefully with this first package.
Will that be decisive when you see how that is working, whether you continue your career or have you made your decision already?
It will not be just that. I think it's a combination of things. Also you know, how the sport is, and as I said, now the next 2 races is going to be tough in terms of energy management and fun to drive. So that has to be also in the equation. It's not only the chassis. We need to also see some progress on the engine side as well that we plan for, you know, in the next few races as well. So I don't know. I feel good with the team. I know that everyone is working flat out, and I feel confidence, but you know, at the end of the day, I need to think as well, you know, with myself what I do next year. But it will not be only how fast we are in Hungary. You know, there are more things on the table.
Franco, you've strung a lot of good performances together so far this year, lots of points finishes. Yeah. This is a very different track. How do you get yourself ready for continuing that form in Silverstone?
Good, it is a great track. We love coming here, and it's always very enjoyable to drive in Silverstone and to see all the fans and all the people supporting us. And with so many English drivers, there is always you know, a big amount of people supporting them. And to be honest, it's one of the best races of the year in terms of track, in terms of fans, in terms of the show. So excited. I think it's always one of the tracks you wait for the most in the year. With all the high-speed corners, it's a really nice feeling, and you can push the F1s to the maximum. So, yeah, looking forward to it. Hopefully, it's a good weekend.
How do you feel the high-speed corners and a power circuit like this suits your car?
Hopefully, it suits. Let's see tomorrow. I think we all drove in the sim and understand a little bit how it feels, but until you don't go out on track, it's tricky to say. But we should be in a better place than Austria. So yeah, let's try to put everything together and understand a bit more where we need to improve in Austria. I think we have some good tools to try and make it better, and yeah, hopefully we can be in the point sign.
Do any of those upgrades from Austria carry over to this event, or have you got a new spec?
They all carry over. I think it's been a big work and effort from the factory to bring the new parts to the car, and we are still trying to understand, still trying to make the most out of them, to maximize them. And yeah, I do believe that we are in a better place, and that we understood better how they work and how we can use the package a bit better.
Is this a happy hunting ground for you? Things have been getting better and better for you as the year's gone on. Let's ignore Austria for a minute. How does Silverstone look?
Last year we finished what, 6? Yeah, 6. With not a great season for us, so yeah, I definitely love this place. And I mean, it's Silverstone. It's one of the most iconic tracks of the calendar. Yeah, fans are turning up in hundreds of thousands over the weekend, so it's always a very special weekend.
What's your focus on the car this weekend? Franco mentioned working on the sim. Obviously, you had an upgrade in Austria. Are you refining that, trying to work it for yourself?
I mean, yeah, we spent like a couple of good days. So Franco was in the sim, I think Tuesday. I was in the sim on Wednesday. It's been quite a lot of learning since Austria. I think the hot conditions, we struggled quite a lot more with the tires there. We understood a bit more about these new parts we brought on the car, so I think we should be in a better place here in Silverstone, a bit closer to what we've seen since the start of the year. And yeah, I mean, it is going to be a slightly different Silverstone than what we've known over the past years, and hopefully we'll be able to, do a slightly better job than others in terms of how we approach it around here.
What makes this year different to other years?
Yeah, I mean, just obviously the fact that we need to be a lot more energy efficient this year. So yeah, we'll have to be quite smart in the way we use it.
Nico, tell us about your preparation from Austria to Silverstone.
Well, quick turnaround, obviously. It being back to back. The usual preparations, but obviously, analyzing what happened last week, race Sunday. I think the prep for here already was also partially happened before Austria. The first sprint ever here in Silverstone, which is, interesting. Spices things up, I think, in a way more. Less practice and track time. So, look forward to it. I mean, I've always enjoyed Silverstone, high speed, flowing track. So, yeah, ready for it.
Yeah, this year, just outside the points, do you think this is a round that you can make that extra step, or do you think it's a
That's what
one?
we'll push for, that's for sure. I mean, we should have had some points on the board already, since a while ago, but unfortunately we don't. So, we keep at it, we keep grinding, and hopefully we manage to turn things around. Obviously we have a sprint race and a main Grand Prix, so 2 chances or opportunities if you like. So, we'll try to stick it in.
Well, Liam, welcome to the British Grand Prix, one of those big weekends of the year, isn't it? Talk to us about your own expectations for your performance and for the team as a whole on this power-sensitive circuit.
I'm excited. It's always a very special race. Been here plenty of times in junior categories as a reserve, and obviously last year. So I'm excited. It's going to be a tough weekend. It can be very tough on energy. So for us, we're going to have to try and do a better job than everybody else. But definitely excited to get on track and see what it's actually like.
And of course, the first sprint weekend here as well. How does that factor into the planning?
I mean, it's just there's a lot of opportunity that comes with it, especially this weekend with how power sensitive the track is. I think for us, we obviously have a plan of how we're going to drive the car, but we don't know exactly how fast we're going to be, and so trying to set up sort of the perfect amount of energy through a lap is very tough. So making sure we nail FP1 and take as much learning into quali as we can will be very important.
You are in the points now for 2 months in a row, and if that gearbox thing didn't happen in Miami, it would have even been the whole season except for Australia. What a run!
It's been good so far. Yeah, it's been good.
How are the hopes for this weekend? I mean, if you're on such a run and the car looks pretty good on multiple tracks.
I mean, I hope it's good here. Try not to be too optimistic. I think it's still Formula One. Things can change very quickly. So we're just trying to be as prepared as possible. And this weekend being a sprint, it's going to be very, very tough. But I'm very excited. I think there's no reason why we shouldn't be quick. But we'll find out tomorrow.
Esteban, welcome to the British Grand Prix. There's lots of noise off track around your future. What can you tell us about that? And how do you block all of that noise out to focus on the task in hand this weekend?
I feel good. I feel ready. To kick off the weekend. I think being here with that much support is always awesome. I mean, the sun's gonna be shining. Can't be better. So I feel good. Everything is fine. We're doing the right job. With the team, we're doing everything we can to make sure that the car is healthy and as competitive as it can, for the weekend. We'll give it everything, to make sure that we are exploiting the maximum of the package. That's what I'm focusing on. The rest is just noise and rumors. But the important is what we do inside the team, and I know what we are doing, which is the important thing.
Checo, welcome back to Silverstone. Circuit you and Valtteri both know well. How do you feel the team is coming into this event?
Yeah, I think it's obviously, I think the issues we had in Austria are irrelevant for here because it's a very different circuit. I think we should be on a good form, and always on a sprint events there are opportunities, so we just have to get our luck together for FP1 and then see what happens for a sprint event.
You talked about the issues in Austria. Have you found a fix? I know you said it's not relevant for this race, but is there a fix on board?
Yeah, we understood the issues, and it's not relevant because of the circuit characteristics are very dissimilar, so it shouldn't be a problem. But for the longer term, we obviously have those problems that we had in mind, and we are pushing really hard as a team to fix them all to start chasing performance.
Home race for the team. You're looking great in the kit. How do you feel bringing an upgrade here? Yeah, how's the mood going into Silverstone?
Good, I think. Obviously, we've been off the back of a couple of tough races, but here we are trying to improve the situation by bringing an upgrade to the car that we hope it works and it gets us back in the fight for fighting towards the top end of Q2 and hopefully something more. But yeah, I think as a team we know it's more a long-term fight that we are on to try and recover everything that we lost at the beginning of the year.
What's the focus of those upgrades you've got here?
You will see. I think they are published nowadays and they are public, so you can do the research of what we're bringing before I tell you exactly what it is. But the focus is to obviously add downforce to the car, keep removing weight, which is what we've been struggling with lately, with obviously high weight and low downforce. And in a track like Silverstone, where weight is incredibly important and downforce is even more, so hopefully it makes a bit of a difference.
And the sprint format is a tricky one to bring an upgrade to, I suppose, with the limited practice.
If the upgrades work, normally it shouldn't be any trickier bring upgrades to the sprint.
Okay,
if
thanks,
you just
guys.
Yeah, the Thursday paddock interviews at the Silverstone are officially done, and honestly, the atmosphere inside the Formula One right now feels absolutely insane after Austria, because today wasn't normal media day energy. Today felt political drivers looked nervous, team looked pressured, and there were suddenly huge stories exploding all across the paddock. I'm talking about the Ferrari emergency upgrades, Verstappen frustration, McLaren tension, Mercedes confidence, and even growing rumors about the team bosses already thinking beyond 2026 season. Silverstone suddenly feels like turning point weekend for Formula One. Let's start with the Ferrari because now the pressure around them right now is massive. Lewis Hamilton spent almost the entire day being asked about Austria, and honestly, now you could tell Ferrari did not expect Austria to go that badly. Hamilton admitted today the team still doesn't fully understand why their race pace disappeared so dramatically on the Sunday. If you want to watch Lewis Hamilton's full interview, for you can find in our channel at the press conference that we have posted on our channel. And as we talk about, like, Austria exploded very badly for the Ferrari, and Silverstone suddenly feels like Ferrari's first real test after the Hamilton project started gaining momentum again. But honestly, the most dramatic part today was Hamilton's body language, and he sounded confident publicly, but you could tell there is frustration internally. At one point, basically admitted Ferrari's qualifying pace and the race pace currently feel like two different cars. That's not something Ferrari fans want to hear, and honestly, the paddock right now genuinely feels divided on Ferrari. Some teams some teams believe the Silverstone upgrades could transform them. Others think Ferrari is already panicking. Now let's talk about Max Verstappen, because even though he wasn't in a FIA press conference today, his paddock interviews were absolutely packed, and honestly, Verstappen sounded more frustrated than he has in weeks. He admitted Austria was better, but also basically hinted Red Bull still doesn't fully understand the 2026 package. They came the big question, future rumors, and now journalists kept asking him about the Mercedes and McLaren speculation again, especially after fresh reports linked Verstappen with long-term interest from both teams, like Red Bull and McLaren, but he never fully shut the rumors down either. That's the important part. And honestly, inside the paddock, people are starting to notice something every weekend. Now Verstappen talks more cautiously about Red Bull's future. That's unusual. Meanwhile, Mercedes honestly look terrifying right now. George Russell arrived at the Silverstone looking unbelievably confident after Austria, and the scary thing, Mercedes suddenly has something it leaked earlier this season.
The car looks stable, the strategy looks sharp, the team looks calm, and Russell basically admitted today that Silverstone should suit Mercedes even more than the Austria did. And also there was a lot of interviews that we have on our channel, and of course like tomorrow also we're going to have the other interviews, and I hope that you like our videos. Just don't forget to subscribe to our channel, to comment, and to give your support to our channel.